Hello my friends, Wiggle here. Now we planted this bed on January 30th. Today is February 2nd, Sunday, and it's a cold day. It's going to be like 40 for a high. But we're supposed to have like really nice day tomorrow. But we did get seed in this thing, and my frost cloth wasn't long enough and I had just thrown it up. It's obviously not up very well, but tomorrow I'm going to get this sealed up, get another piece, get the end sealed up, and tighten it up. We were just running out of time. It's a lot more work than we had hoped. But that's at least 10 inches of soil. I got chips down to hold it from spilling out of the box. This top board doesn't go all the way down. It's just something to attach the frost cloth to. So this is 9-ounce frost cloth, medium weight, and we're going to see if we can get anything growing in the beginning of February. We had some frozen ground, but not much. We had chunks of frozen ground. Interesting observation, it seemed to freeze the most around like clumps of plants, like the roots were holding moisture around the plants. And that was the most frozen soil, not the bare soil. The bare soil was actually mostly thawed. So all these ugly cold frames over here are going to get changed over to this. And the ones on the left here, they were designed for, well, initially it was designed with 5-foot hoops so you could get one out of each 10-foot section. And I wasn't concerned about the height. The next one I adjusted. See how it's a little higher? I adjusted where you could get the full 7-foot piece. That's a standard width for frost cloth. So I designed it to hold that 7-foot piece just right. That's why that one is taller. But now this one I have adjusted it yet again to go with 10-foot wide frost cloth, and it's a little bit taller. I just noticed my plants were hitting the top. And this is tall enough, like you could use it later during the season for cucumbers and tomatoes. It's a structure that's going to stay there. It's not. We'll take the frost cloth off, but the structure itself is going to stay. I'm also going to use some old fencing to hang off of the middle bar. Just hang it down like a curtain on each one, and that'll be a structure for the peas. So I planted peas down the middle. Then we put onions and carrots right next to the peas, one row on each side. And then to really pack it in here, then we put brassicas on the broccoli on the third. Really, there'll be like 3 rows. It'll be like the peas and then a row of broccoli. But then we just broadcasted in spinach on this side and lettuce on the left side. So there's going to be, hopefully the whole the bed will just get filled up with greens and carrots and onions and peas, all things that we're going to eat. I'm trying to work all these plants together. So the peas are great because they never take out of the soil. They build nitrogen in soil. The legume, always want to use a legume in your bed. So I use peas a lot. You can use fava beans, and you can use green beans and lentils. All these different, you should always throw them in your beds because they're going to increase fertility and give you food. So it's like a win-win. The other plants that take away nitrogen, those legumes are helping put it back in. So we're going to see what we have here. Hopefully we'll have something growing by 3rd week of February. I have a little potluck here, so hopefully I'll be able to uncover it and show people some food. And hopefully we'll have some wild edibles coming in too, chickweed and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to continue tomorrow. I'll show you this thing all buttoned up, and we'll just see if we can get a jump start on the season. And also be keeping you updated less frequently as I get all these beds moved. And one thing I did Every 10-foot section I had 2 hoops. I've switched it over to 1 hoop. So as I disassemble those, I'll have extra pieces to make yet even more. This has got less ribs, as you can see, and we'll just see how that works. I think we're going to be fine, especially once I get this stuff tightened up. This is used, so it doesn't tighten up as nicely, and the ends weren't buckled down. So hopefully we'll get this thing pulled a little tighter and looking good. It was kind of a last-minute effort. So, and I'll show you some ideas I have of how to make it easier to access in this. And I obviously, I have more than enough extra cloth. I could have made this thing a little taller, but it's fine the way it is. I didn't allow for like the mulch, but if I stretched it all the way to the bottom of each side, it would use it all. But that's fine. So if you can kind of see down in there, and you see all that, and we got a decent amount of rain. Everything got watered in. The beauty of this stuff versus plastic is that you don't have to water. As long as you get any kind of rain, the rain falls through. And also, I'm on contour running across grade, so it rains up here and runs down, sheets down to the right. As it sheets down, these beds act like little dams, and they run through the chips, and the water does not run through the dirt as quickly. It soaks up. So the way I prefer to do it is to get the plants to grow down to the water, but they have it. That gets them deeper rooted, watering them from the bottom, and then they'll be a lot more drought resistant and heat tolerant, just because they're down. That cooler water under the chips, the groundwater stays cool, it's shaded, and it adds a season, extends the season also because of that cooler water, not top watered. And any real rain, it hits this and it soaks through, and it's diffused. It probably less rainfall, but a lot does get through. Probably enough to sustain the plants in your normal way of doing it, but we want to do the bottom watering. So this is probably going long, talking a lot, but stay tuned if you're interested in this, and I'll show you the results. And hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll be able to show you some stuff sprouting and growing. And it's more than just the temperature, it's also the windbreak. I think the windbreak is more important than the temperature. So even a lighter frost cloth will probably still give you some benefit. It's not just the heat it holds back, because it's that wind that just saps the strength of the plants. So you give them a good windbreak, and then they're not getting beat on by straight sunlight. It's all diffuse light. The plants just thrive. You'll see. It'll be nice. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Remember, be the light walking in dark places. This is Wiggle out.